Good morning, students. Am I audible? Good morning, students. Am I audible? Okay. So let me share my screen. So my screen is visible. Screen is visible. Okay. Okay. So let's start our class. Okay. So last class, if we discuss about estimation, right? Then we discuss about detail estimate also. So we will continue with detail estimate today. Yes. So we'll continue the this class. We studied about BOQ, right? If I remember, taking on quantities. Yes. So let's start with the detail estimate. So in detail estimate, each item is multiplied. Each item of the work is then multiplied by its estimated current rate, calculated by a fixed procedure to find out the cost. So basically, you find out the unit, how much unit is required, quantity, and the rate. So you multiply, suppose you have 45 cement bags and rate of one bag will be written here like 700. So 45 into 700, this quantity, unit will be in kg. Okay, kg, like kg meter cube, in which the cost is mentioned, that will depend on this unit. So suppose 45 bag of cement we need and the rate of one bag will be written here 700, suppose. So the total cost will be 45 into 700, you will get the cost. So that's what they are saying, that you will get the cost by multiplying the current rate. So the rate will be current rate. Okay. At the end, a total of all items of the work are made to get the total estimate. At the end, you'll if you calculate all the items, you will sum up all the cost and you will get the final cost. Now, rates are usually as per schedule of rates for the locality plus a premium to allow for rise in labor and material rates over and above schedules of rate. So, schedules of rate, every department, every state has its own SOR, and one SOR is made by Central PWD. So, in that book, the all the standard rates will be mentioned. How much should be the labor charge? How much every charges will be mentioned there. Now, five a percentage, usually 5% is also provided on the total estimated cost for the work to allow for the possible contingency. So suppose your cost came up 5 crore rupees. So then you add 5% more, 5% of 5 crore to that the total amount. Let me give you an example. If the total cost from the estimation, let me change the color. Okay, total cost from the estimation is suppose 5 cr. Okay, now for contingency, you have to take 5% of cr, 5% of 5 crore. What if it is 10 crore? You have to take 5% of 10 crore. If it is 1 lakh, also you have to take 5% of 1 lakh. for contingency means there may be some accident, there may be some extra transportation, anything can happen, right? For that you will need, you see, you cannot predict that this much amount, exact amount that this much will cost to me. So there may be some fluctuation in the rate, so of all these come under contingency. Okay, all under come under contingency. So you have to keep 5% for contingency due to unforeseen items or expenditure or other causes, besides 2% for establishment charge. So after 5% you keep establishment charge as 2%. That means when you go to a site, you set up your camp, right? You transport your equipments to the site, so those won't consider in a tender. Those charges are not considered. You purchase an equipment for this for work, right? So those things will not come under your tender. So 2% is considered as establishment charge. Okay. Remember the percentages. For contingency, we usually take 5%. For establishment charge, we used to take 2%. 2% of whatever will be the cost or total cost you got. Okay. Understood or not? Any confusion? For establishment charges, we used to take 2%. For contingency, we used to take 5%. Besides drawings and details of measurement and calculation of quantities, the following documents are usually okay. I think we have discussed about report and specification in the last class. And there will be an abstract of cost, that is price bill of quantity showing the total quantities under subhead, calculation sheets where you have done the important parts of the structure. In fact, in estimating, the art and skill lies only in the computation of details without any omission of all parts of the building or work. So classification. So this is a classification depending upon purpose of detail estimate. So we saw basically we saw classification based on till now. So these were the estimates, if you remember: preliminary, plinth area, cube rate, approximate, detail, revised, supplementary, and annual repair. And the main categorized, it is the estimation is mainly categorized in two: rough and detail. Based on purpose of estimate, some types of detail estimates are contractors estimates, engineers estimate, and progress estimate. So now we'll study about this detail estimate based on purpose, depending upon the purpose. Okay, what is the purpose? So number one is contractor's estimate. It is made by the contractor for determining the price. It is usually carefully prepared detail estimate. So the estimate made by the contractor will be called as contractor estimate. The type of estimate is made by the engineer, usually for the purpose of financing the work and for checking bids and running bills submitted by contractors. So see, if I assigned a government project, okay, obviously contractor will make his bills, but it's in the government engineers duty also to check those estimate it is correct or not. So he is to make you can also make his own estimate. So if the because contractor may increases the quantity, right? He suppose the whole work was for 2 crore rupees, he may add some extra quantities that this much required, so he can make it to 3 crore. So it's engineers, if engineer make estimate by his own, then he can check on contractor's estimate. Okay, now three progress estimates. These are made by the engineers at regular interval for the let me add some students. So three progress estimates, that suppose in the whole span of the project you can make estimates in intervals. Okay. at regular intervals for the completed parts of the project during the progress of the work, for determining the amount of partial payments to be made to the contractor. Suppose, yeah, when you suppose you are constructing 7 kilometer road, or suppose 10-15 kilometer road, so it will take time, right? It will take, it made, yeah, it takes time. Suppose it is taking you 1 year. Okay, so in 1 year, if the contractor spend, he cannot spend his all money on the same road. Okay, so bills are paid in intervals. Suppose once they have constructed the 3 kilometer, then one bill will be made. The next 3 kilometer, again second bill, and the third bill, and third stretch of 3 kilometer they have made complete, then the next bill. So in intervals, bills were provided. Bills in the sense estimates were done, then they contractor used to get the money. Okay, first he used to contractor used to spend his own money in constructing the 3 kilometer, 6 kilometer. But after 3 kilometer, if he submits the bill that this was the estimate bill, in the sense basically bill is the estimate how much expenditure he had made as per tender. Okay, he has to follow the BOQ. Suppose in BOQ it is written that earthwork will be 613 square kilometer. Okay, suppose he cannot make it to 1,000 kilometer, 1,000 square meter. Okay, it will be like 700. It may increase plus minus little bit, but he cannot make it to 1,000. So based on those BOQ will provided from the government, he will make the bill, and then he will submit it in and he used to get the payment in partial, in three or four interval. It's depend on communication between the contractor and the government, the department. Okay, on large contracts, such estimates are commonly made each month and hence are frequently called monthly estimates. So are you getting all this? Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand what you have not understood? Roll number 54. See, if you have doubt, you put you text in the chat box now. If you are not able to understand, it's all theory. We'll do numerical, then we have not come to any problem now. Then if we went to problem, then you'll be more clear. But this is theory. What you are not able to understand, text it. Why I need to ask you again that are you able to understand? Are you able to? It's your duty to ask me, na. What about others? Or just came for attendance? Those who are here for attendance, they can leave. I'll give you the whole attendance, full attendance. You can leave. And those have doubts, they can ask. If you don't have doubts, then I'll move. Difference between progress and progress estimate is that in the span, suppose in 1 year span, you will make the estimate in three. Suppose 9 kilometer road has been given to you to construct a 9 kilometer roads. So after 3 kilometer roads, you can do the estimate that this was the expenditure. You can submit it to the department. They will give you the bill. Okay, they will give you the money. Then again, 3 kilometer you have constructed, then you submit the estimate that this much was the expenditure, they will give you the money. So this is the progress estimate. And engineer's estimate is that the department is to make their own estimate. Because if constructors show them this was my expenditure, okay, that this has been the expenditure, they have to cross check whether those estimates were correct or not. So the engineer who's to make that estimate is known as engineer's estimate. Not in a road, in and not in a government project, in private also. Private companies also used to what to do, they don't construct by their own, they used to hire contractors to do. So contractors do the work and they can submit an estimate of large money, right? They can give any lump sum estimate. It's engineers duty of the company to check, cross checks. For cross checking, He can make his own, he used to make his own estimate, and he used to cross check with the contractors that it is up to the match or not. Now understood? What about others? Okay, so let's move. So there will be one more, revised cost estimate. So revised cost estimate is a detailed estimate. It is a one type of detailed estimate, and it is prepared when the original sanction estimate value is exceeded by 5% or more. So suppose your original sanction amount was 10 crore rupees or 5 crore rupees. Okay, your original sanction estimate was 5 crore rupees, but uh, you can say, let me think about an example. Exceeded by 5%. Okay, so suppose your when government has sanctioned 5 crore rupees for a project, okay, for a building, government building, they have sanctioned that this building will sum up in 5 crore rupees. But due to some site conditions, some natural calamities, some any reason, the project is costing 7 crore rupees. So if that amount, suppose if the from the original amount, if the present estimated is exceeding 5% more, suppose original amount was session 5 crore rupees, but when you do the project, now it is costing you 7 crore rupees, so you have to make a revised cost estimate. Okay, government will make, or client will make, the who has given the project, he will make a revised estimate. Understood? When the original sanction estimate value is exceeded by 5% or more. Clear? The increase may be due to sudden increase in cost of materials, cost of transportation, etc. The reason behind the revision of estimate should be mentioned on the last page of the revise. So why you have revised the estimate, you have to mention the reason. So it may be due to increase in cost of materials, cost of transportation, anything. Okay, and the reason should be means your, it should be in that they can approve the new estimate. Okay, you cannot give any lame reasons, they won't accept. Now supplementary cost. So remember, revised cost estimates are made when original sanction amount, when the estimate increases 5% or more from the original estimate. Okay, supplementary, it is a detailed it is a detailed estimate, and it is prepared freshly when there is a requirement of additional works during the progress of original work. So suppose I am constructing a road, there is one bridge, but suppose bridge was sanctioned, only one bridge is sanctioned on that road. Okay, I have river in between my road length, and only one bridge is sanctioned. Suppose if when I do the work, it is impossible to reach to the, means there are some reason, some conditions came that I have to construct one culvert also. If I don't construct a culvert, there it won't be easy to divert the uh, road, divert the river. Okay, just take a simple example. I am constructing a G+4 building. Okay, after construction, I have seen that a parking will be required, but government has not given a parking space for government or the project owner who has who given the work to the contractor, that he has not given a parking space. So he may suggest that they may need there will be a requirement of parking space, so we have to construct. So they use, if they say, okay, construct the parking space, so this is an additional work, right? So you have to freshly prepare the whole estimate if there is an additional work. Okay, if there is additional work, you have to go for supplementary cost estimate, means you have to freshly prepare the um, estimate for that purposes. The estimate sheet should consist of cost of original estimate as well as the total cost of work, including supplementary cost of work for which sanction is required. So it will have the original estimate, okay, plus total cost of work including supplementary cost of work. So if total cost of work was 5 crore and constructing one extra culvert or extra parking space was costing is 5 lakh rupees. So it should mention the whole estimate plus the amount for which it is sanction is required. So you need sanction for 5 lakh rupees more. So you have to mention about that. Annual repair cost estimate. Suppose you have once you have constructed the road, once you have constructed the building, so you have to maintain also for 5 years or 5 years, I guess in government 5 years, for 5 years or 6 years you have to maintain its you have to do the maintenance also. So for that annual repair cost estimate is to made. Suppose on first year I have done the maintenance and this was the estimate. On the third year I have done the maintenance and this was the bill. So yearly for the 5 years or 6 years, it depends on their terms. You have to make an estimate of maintenance of the building, maintenance of the road. So so for that you made an estimate which is called as annual repair cost estimate. It is also called as annual maintenance estimate, which is prepared to know the maintenance cost of building which will keep the structure in safe condition. Whitewashing, painting, minor repairs, etc. are taken into consideration while preparing annual repair estimate for. Suppose you are on third year of the building, you need to do some paintings. You need to repair some minor things. So that will also come under annual repair cost estimate. Okay. See, I won't repeat. So if you have any doubts, ask me in that at that point of the time. Okay. It's not easy to go back. So unforeseen items in detail. So what could be the unforeseens in detail estimate? So they have mentioned, Kishan, why you have given me your roll number? What will I do with your roll number? While preparing a detail estimate, one had to be very while preparing detail estimate, one had to be very careful to see that all items of the work are incorporated. It is likely that a few items, though unimportant in nature, might have been overlooked and which may result in raising the estimate of the project. There may also be certain unforeseen circumstances affecting the project. Hence, a certain allowance, usually 5 to 10% of the total cost, is made in the estimation, which will take care of all these items that are unforeseen or overlooked and are known as contingency. As I discussed, you have to take some percentage for contingency. So you can take 5 to 10%. There are various ways to get a project estimate right. Some here are some best practices for estimating your project properly. Be honest and accurate. Clarify assumptions. Adapt to the available budget. Include risk. Check again for overlooked activities. Break down your project into small parts before estimation. List and evaluate each task. Learn from past projects. Understand the context and background. Ask the right questions on time. So for ask the right questions, you can take an example. What is the goal of the project? What is expected from the project? Who are the stakeholders? Who would be the team members? What are they based? Who is the point of contact from the client side? What are the client's expectations? Technologies involved, budget, expected timeline, and all this. So that's all about detail estimate. So we'll see a numerical based on this. Let me share another screen. Till then, just revise that. Any doubts till now? Till I open my screen. Any doubts? Anything you want to ask? Your sessional exam may be from 3rd June. Okay. PC will inform you. A notice will be given. Okay, I'll show in the next class. But any doubts from this class? Let me go back to the same slide. Okay. Last part is that about this. Okay. Let me let's review all the slides in one go. Okay. So estimation we discuss in this class. We discuss about what is estimation. Okay. The basic philosophy, it depends upon time, cost, and quality. What are the needs for estimate? Site condition affecting the overall cost. So how your site condition can affect the overall cost of the project? What are the essential qualities of a good estimator? Now, types of cost estimates used in construction: preliminary, plinth, cube, approximate, detail, revise, supplementary, and annual repair. So basically, a main is the detail cost estimate. The whole estimate is basically categorized in two major parts. You can say types: rough and detail. Rough is approximate estimate used to make before you can before tender. You can just approximate before starting a building. You can just approximate that how much cost a building or road can cost you. Now, depending upon the purposes, some detail estimates are there: contractors, engineers, progress estimate. Estimation of cost before construction from plans or architecture. Before planning, the estimate you made will be considered as rough estimate. Okay. Suppose, just take an example. You were going to purchase a laptop. Okay. Not laptop. You can take an example of car. So you estimate that this much will be the amount of the car, and this much amount can take for all the extra accessories, and this much can come a cost will can cost us for petrol. So you can get the total amount of the total amount how much the car cost you, including all the accessories, all the tire you can take. You might have changed the tires also. So cost of those tires plus petrol, so you can get a rough estimate that approximately this car will cost me 10 lakh or 12 lakh rupees. So that is a kind of rough estimates. Okay, we generally do in our day-to-day life when you are going to purchase some big thing. So yes, this is all about your rough cost estimate. Now detail is the main estimate. We generally do a detail estimate after the work has been done. Okay, rough estimate we do before planning, and detail estimate we generally do after whole uh, construction. After the whole project is done, we used to do detail estimate, or you can say like progress estimates in intervals. you can do estimate. Suppose you have been given a same example, 9 kilometer road, you have constructed, you have done the estimate for 3 kilometer. Then in the next, how you have constructed the 3 kilometer, you have done the estimation for next 3 kilometer, like that. Taking out quantities, you have to take out the quantities. How much is the earthwork? How much is the how much is the earthwork in that? How much is the plastering? Okay, so all taking out the quantities, length, basically taking out length, breadth, how much is the length, how much is the breadth, how much is the height, right, is known as taking out quantities. BOQ is your, this is your BOQ, where you mention serial number, what is the item you can say, suppose earthwork, plastering, casting, okay, concrete work, you can write numbers, how many numbers, if it is a number you can count, you can suppose electrical, you have uh, made the connection of fan, so you can write electrical item work, in that fan how many fans, there won't be any length, breadth and height, okay. There will be quantity, total quantity, and then remarks. So here in BOQ, rate is not mentioned, only the quantity. How much quantity will be required, or you can say specification will be given in BOQ, that which cement you need to use, which reinforcement you need to use, which tiles you need to use, which suppose electrical switch you need to use. They will mention all the, here in description part, all the specifications will be given. Now price wheel of quantity, here you will get the price. Unit rate will be given from BOQ, you can find out the quantity. Then you can set the rate. No, you cannot set the rate, you have to take the standard rate and multiply it, and you to get the final cost. And plus you have to from the to the total cost, you have to add 5 to 10% for contingency, 2% for establishment charge. So these are the contractor estimate, engineer estimate, progress estimates, revised estimates. So we used to generally used to do a revised cost estimate when the original sanction estimate value is exceeded by 5% or more. And supplementary, when you need an additional kind of work, you need money. You have to make sanction, because government won't provide the extra money. They will give you the money whatever sanctioned for that work. So for that, for sanctioning the extra amount, you need to make an estimate, which is known as supplementary cost estimate. Annual repair, for annually maintenance, you need to make an estimate. So these are the ways you can get a good, you can do the project estimation very correctly. So this is all about the introduction of the estimation. In the next class, we'll go to next topic. Okay. So I have taken the screenshot of your names. You can leave the meeting and you can join the meeting after 10 minutes. I'll text in the group, then join the meeting. Okay. Thank you.